Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Wednesdays are a hard day for me. I don't know about anybody else, but Wednesdays, I'm always like, really? It's Wednesday? Like, what's up with Wednesday? I don't like it has a lot of redeeming qualities. I don't know why. I did make a good dinner last night, which was something new for us. So that was fun. So, can you see my screen? It says it's We Share Wednesday. Nice. So something going well for you, something not going well for you, anything you want to share with the class. Doesn't have to be related to math, could be related to math. Could be like, "Oh, I found out how to um I don't know, change my picture on Canvas." Or I figured out where the office hours button was. Or I figured out they added a new feature of pronouns. Did you see you can have your pronoun choice now on Canvas? Very nice. Um, I shared that I made dinner last night. I made shawarma. So, I've never made it before. It was with pork, um, and like onions, roasted peppers. It's really good. My son, who's in Omaha, started cooking a bunch. And one of the reasons he was cooking was because at his dorm, um, he like they were only doing to go orders, and it's really cold in Omaha, and the dining hall's food is not great anyway, and it's pretty pricey. So he decided to start getting Dinnerly. Do you guys know what Dinnerly is? It's like Hello Fresh or Every Plate or any of those places. So he gets it like 3 times a week for him and his roommate, and he cooks. And so when he was coming home, he's like, "You guys should try Dinnerly." So he sent us like a big coupon or whatever, and we tried it. And then when he was home from Thanksgiving till just last week, he made 3 meals a week for us. So I was super spoiled because then I had 3 meals that I didn't have to make. And now he's gone and I have to cook again every single day. It's very depressing. But I did make shawarma. I did not pick shawarma as the meal that I was picking, but it was very good, surprisingly good. And my daughter's vegetarian, so I had to take off some of the vegetable stuff and do um have you ever bought those plant-based protein crumbles? Any vegetarians out there? Anyway, I made that for her, and I always have like it very separate. Like here's our meat part, here's our vegetarian part. And she ate after us because she was at soccer practice, and she was like, I was worried. I thought I ate the meat stuff for a minute because it was so good. And I was like, first of all, I would tell you, right? But second of all, like I could tell the difference for sure, but she can't because she's been a vegetarian so long. I don't think she even remembers what meat tastes like anyway. So, okay, now I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What do you want to share with us?
I'm
You go
finally.
first.
Oh,
Sorry.
you can go. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to apologize if my baby makes some noises in the background. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We're going on a little road trip, so something going well for us. First road trip in over a year, and it's nice because we need the break and get out of this house. I have too many kids to be sitting inside of a house, and it just happens that this was planned prior to school starting, but I had COVID, like I've told you guys, and so things got pushed back. So here we are interrupting my class, so I apologize ahead of time for the background. That's something not going well for me. I guess it would be like a double-edged sword. It's good that I'm probably going to have the baby this week or next week. I just found out that I'm starting to go through the stages, we'll just say that is setting me up for labor. But here I am driving 4 hours away. So that's the day it's not going well for me because I'll probably have to turn around and come back. Hopefully not. So you guys can keep your fingers crossed for me. Anything I want to share with the class? I pretty much already share all my personal stuff. I'm not one of those people that really worries too much about that. But I can share my monkey.
Hello, you're so cute. She looks a little less than thrilled.
So wake up late around the house. We're all like night owls because of my family schedule with work and things like that. So, all right.
Nice. Thanks for sharing. Our fingers are crossed for you, and that you don't have to drive back down just to, or you don't have the baby up there, I guess, is what I'm really crossing my fingers for.
Yeah, they say there's not really a good hospital for that up there because it's kind of the middle of nowhere, going towards the White Mountains in Greer.
Yeah.
Got a cabin in the middle of nowhere. So I'll have to drive back or had the baby on the side of the road.
Okay, let's not put any of that out into the universe right now. Let's just say it's all going to be great. You're going to have a nice little vacay, and then you're coming back, and everything will be perfect. All right, Matt, you're up.
I was just gonna say, finally, after being sick, I was kind of sick at the start of school. I usually never get sick, but when I get sick for like 2 weeks, and I'm already the kind of person who like, I mean, I can gain muscle and stuff super quick, but I can lose it in like a day. So I'm just now really getting into a rhythm, and I'm really feeling good because now I'm a skinny guy and I lose it quick, and I hate it, you know. So I try not to let myself, but now I'm really getting consistent working out. Work out like downstairs with my dad like every night, so it's pretty cool. So happy with that.
Nice, that's awesome. Anyone else want to share? Welcome, Lee. We're just sharing. It's We Share Wednesday, so you can share anything, something going good, something not going good, or anything at all.
I can share something.
I'm ready, Judith.
So I actually woke up really well. As you can tell, I've usually just been like with a blanket on, but today I'm not, and I'm just like way happier. So bless the skies that I'm like this. And something good is that last night my family, so my brother got married like January 15th, and he took his TV because he bought it, and then we got a new one. It's just bigger than his that he had. So now we have a bigger TV than the one that we had, and my brother I love him, but he's married, so he's gone. So yay.
Nice. Well, he's not gone forever. He's just gone from your house and your TV watching, right? Okay. Good. Excellent. Zevi, were you going to share something?
Yeah, I was trying to look for paintings, but I kind of showed all of them besides the one that's still in progress, but I haven't done anything else to it. But I have my stained glass I did in high school that I can show.
Love it. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Excellent. We have a couple artists in here. I was obsessed watching the Flipgrids and seeing everything that everybody does. So that's awesome. You don't have to share. It's not a requirement, but anyone who wants to share anything, this is a fun place to say those things like you did. You might not want to say that to your brother, but you said it here and we don't know your brother. So it's all good, right? And I had a student before say, my sister found out she was pregnant, but she hasn't told my parents yet. So I can't tell anyone. So I had to tell you guys. And I was like, perfect, because I don't know your sister or your parents. So we're all good. So if you need to tell us that secret stuff, I promise we won't go spouting it off. Sometimes you just have to tell somebody something, right? Yeah, it's true. Okay, anything else?
I can share.
I'm ready, Lee.
Oh, well, yesterday I busted open my lip in the shower because I was in the shower and I accidentally slipped, and then I hit my lip on my soap bar, which was entertaining. So now I have a cool new scar.
Did you have to get stitches, Lee?
Yeah.
Okay, and did it hurt your teeth?
Oh yeah. It went through my tongue at one point, and oh man, it hurts.
How were your teeth though? Did you have to go to the dentist to get your teeth checked?
No, my teeth are fine.
Thank goodness.
And then I also learned how to prune roses.
Well, that was an effective day. So a little trip to the ER, a little trip to gardening. That's fun.
It was chaotic.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's crazy. Okay, anyone else? All right, it's okay. If you didn't share today, you can share next week. We're not judging you. Brady, are you doing okay? It's very sunny there.
No, I'm not doing okay.
Do you need to keep those glasses on?
The screen is very bright.
Can you make it dimmer?
I don't know how. It's my TV screen mainly. It's the white from the canvas. It's all right though.
Oh, that's the worst. Okay, so
Yeah.
put on sunglasses if you need to. And because it is a little stressful. I have some of you, what is that app? Some of you might know the app that you can put on your system that dims your computer screen for you, like throughout the day. I knew what it was called and now it's escaping my brain. Does anyone know what that's called?
Most computers have like an auto dim. You can auto dim it, or you can just search brightness up in the taskbar if it's your computer, and it'll probably pull up the settings, but it's in settings. So
Yeah, because I agree. Sometimes it is a little too bright.
if it's your TV, just
Nice.
find the
Or
remote.
TVs. Oh, I missed what Matt said. I was hoping there was an answer for that. Most TVs don't have a brightness control like our computers, and I like my TV on late at night, but it's so bright. Anybody know of anything?
In your settings, you should have a brightness control, but you might have to find it on your remote because it's like your TV settings. Like I have a brightness control on my TV because I'm the same. I don't need it to be bright as can be on mine, but I do need it on for a while.
Oh, I got it. Heck yeah.
There you go.
Yay.
Math class coming in clutch. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. See, we are tech support. We are a community of learners here, always here to help. Excellent.
Terrific.
Okay. So today we are going to do our box office activity, right? Hold on, let me see. Just a reminder, and on the box office activity, I'm actually going to put it in the chat so you have it. It tells you exactly what I want on your poster, right? Like your team name, those kinds of things. So let me put that in the chat. And then I'm also going to put the movie data back in the chat just in case you lost it from yesterday, because I know electronically sometimes that happens. I can't even find my chat now. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, and so that is the box office problem, and I'll share it on my screen in just a second. And then the movie data. And I know that this activity is a little strange for some of you because you're like, she's literally taught us nothing. And now she's making us do an activity. I don't understand that. But this is practicing giving a presentation. Remember how that's our final exam. And it's also seeing if you can complete a task as a team with some guidelines. So I shared those two documents with you. I don't know why it's not clicking right there. Okay. So I'm going to go over it briefly, and then I'm going to put you in your breakout rooms to handle it. Remember, this data is from only till 2012. It does not include data after that. As a team, you're going to decide which parts of the data set you plan to use. You don't have to explore all the variables or all the movies. Just choose one or a few. Your question is, which factors have the greatest impact on the US box office revenue? You talked about that a little bit with your partners yesterday, but today you're going to complete this task. So you're going to explore the data by making graphs and doing any calculations that make sense to you. You're like, what calculations are you talking about? You know more math than you pretend. You can figure out some percent. You can count things. I know this, right? You might be able to figure out averages. You know this stuff, so you don't have to worry about it. Making a graph is kind of hard, right? Sometimes. So what are easy places to make a graph? This is one site. It's called Create a Graph. I'll put that in the chat too for you. There's also MetaChart. Has anyone heard of MetaChart? MetaChart's real easy too. So MetaChart, I don't know that website, but I'll just type MetaChart in there. And then you can draw a graph just with, with your stylus, with your mouse. If you want, you can use a Google Sheet to do it. If you know how to do that, it's totally up to you. And it's not doesn't have to be fancy or anything. Okay, so but if you're willing to try, you can try either of those options I gave you as well. So your poster needs to include your team number, your team members' names, right? If you want to put your team name on there, that's fine too, but definitely your team members' names. And you're going to make sure you answer the question and you have some sort of justification, like this is what we think because here's my graph, that kind of thing. And make sure you have at least one graph. I know that this is going to be a real quick timeline. You might not finish. It's okay. Just do your best. It's a timed activity to see how we do on that. Okay. What else? What questions do you have while I put you in your breakout rooms? Nobody has any questions? You all know what you're doing. You guys are like an amazing gifted class. I appreciate you. Okay. So let me put you in your groups. Make sure I don't screw them up like I did yesterday. Zevi, Tashina, Danessa. So things you should plan is who's going to talk, who's going to share their screen. I just put in the wrong room. That's okay. So you can think about who's going to share their screen, who's going to talk. Make sure my class that just went had a little trouble ending their presentation. Like I didn't know they were done. They just stopped talking. And I was like, maybe you could say, And that is it. Do you have any questions? Right? Something so I know you're done. That might be helpful. Sorry, it just takes me a minute. I feel like I skipped a whole room. Josh and Lee. Okay, hold on just one second. I see having an issue. And there's a couple of you that aren't in your rooms yet. And I'll come visit you guys in your rooms and then just let me know if you have any questions. Okay? All right. I'll give you quite a bit of time in there to run this. Hi, guys. I know that was fast. You're like, I could have done so much more. It's okay. No worries. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can.
Okay, good. Yay. Sometimes I wonder if I froze or if I'm talking to myself. Like when I'm in class in front of you face to face, there's no doubt if you can hear me, right? But here it's a little weird. So I'm know that was short. I know some of you are like, yikes, we're not ready to present. Yes, you are, right? You're going to do fine. You're just going to present what you have, and you get full points for presenting what you have. How's that? Make you feel good? And you don't have any homework. See? I love it. This is just a discovery activity. We're practicing so many things here. We're practicing how to be a good team member, how to share a document with each other, right? How to present to our class, since we have to do that for our final exam. How to make sense of some data that I just threw at you without giving you any mathematical information, right? Description. So it's okay. If you can do any of those things, you're golden. Okay. So no worries. Now, I will take volunteer teams first, or I have a random number generator and we can just put in 1 through 5 and see who comes up. It doesn't matter to me. You let me know.
I'd like to go first, please.
Wow. I hope Lee wants to as well.
Perfect.
Okay, good. Go right ahead.
All right, sweet. Let me screen share real quick. Perfect. Okay. So what we did is that we based all of our stuff off of however much the movie's made. So let me give you my opening statement. In reading through all the data, we were shown that we had many different movies. The main ones being dramas like I Am Legend, animations like Toy Story 3, and action and adventures like The Avengers. What we wanted to find out was which genre seemed to produce the most amount of money. So Lee, you want to present the data?
Lee, you're sorry.
My bad. So out of the top 10, the majority of them were action movies, and the overall mean for the movies combined that was made was $4.06 billion in comparison to the $2.38 billion in animation and the $1.064 in drama. And a lot of that can be comprised from the Titanic and just Toy Story alone. Without those movies, it would be a lot less.
And one thing I did want to say is that for movies like Toy Story, I personally consider those action adventure movies because they're like fighting through like different, like they're basically fighting through like the preschool or whatever. So I consider that an action adventure movie, but it's not. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then just like out of the whole entire 32 movies presented, 18 of them were action. So it's a shit ton of just movies comprised.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is it.
Excellent. Does anybody have any questions for that group? Okay, good job sharing your screen. Make sure they worked on Create-A-Graph. You can see they made theirs on Create-A-Graph, which is very easy to use until it does something and you don't understand how to fix it. So, but I'm pretty good on it. So if you need me to come and help you, that can be pretty quick. So, and make sure in the future, and I know this was a very short time frame, make sure you create a doc that you both are on or your whole team is on, and you have your team name, all of those things on it, right? That's just for the future. Excellent. And let's try to use math terms, or maybe just terms that are not necessarily cuss words. Yes? I know some of you say it on accident, and it's totally fine. It does not offend me, but we just want to practice speaking professionally. I don't know if it's the mic, Josh, but you sound super professional. Did anyone notice that? I think maybe it's the mic. So there you go. Excellent job, Lee and Josh. That was perfect. All right. Any other volunteers? We can go to Voluntold's next.
My team's ready.
Yay. Okay, go.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. This is the one that I want. Share. Can you see it? Awesome. So Annie is gonna start us off.
Okay, so we are team 4, which is me, Judith, and Zach. And the movies we picked out today were Star Wars, Avatar, The Hunger Games, Up, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. And the question we are going to answer today is, which factors have the greatest impact on the US box office revenue?
Yeah, and then so on the chart, I guess I was looking at like the difference of what companies spent versus how much they made from them, and you can see so the big ones like Star Wars, Avatar, and The Hunger Games, and then other ones like Up, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time, and I thought it would do so much better than that, but either way. And then the two other Spider-Man movies, and you can see the big difference in the graphs versus how much they made, and there's a reason for that. So.
Yeah. So the biggest, so like Zach was saying, we're obviously showing. I'm sorry for the typos, but we're showing the amount of money put into a movie and the amount of money revenue it received, and the biggest factor is how new it is into the film world. So like kind of how new of the topic of the movie is. So that's us. Thank you. Any questions? Let me know.
Okay, make sure you use your clapping hands, your party hats, your reactions. Somehow let them know they did a great job. Excellent. They can see you just like you can see them. Great job. Love the jam board. You guys are expert jam boarders now. So that's awesome. You can use other tools too. I just think Jamboard's kind of easy to put images in and things like that. You can always use Google Docs or whatever else you like. And if you need help creating your own Jamboard, I can show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. Or you can just copy a jam that you already have, right? And then delete. You can just say clear frame and it'll work. So good job. Interesting. And I don't know if you guys caught what Zach was saying, how if it was a new movie in the series, like Star Wars was the very first, right? It made a difference on how much money it made. So I thought that was interesting compared to like Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, right? And so on. Nice. Okay. Do we have any more volunteers?
Guys, you want to go? Let's get it over with, guys. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah,
Go,
might as
Matt.
well,
Yes,
guys.
good
We,
job.
Okay,
I
I can
managed to
share
finish-
my screen.
Who wants to share?
I'll see if I can share my screen.
Okay.
Totally sure I'm doing this right, but we'll try it out. Okay, here we go.
I managed to finish my calculations, so.
Oh, is y'all seeing it? Sick. Take it away, Matt.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start. So if you'll draw your attention to that graph, that is unfinished on the bottom left. But I just thought it would be interesting to look at like like the earliest movie on that graph and go to the most recent. The most recent one was supposed to be Avengers 2012. But I just calculated all the profits of each movie, and really there wasn't a lot of correlation. But I found that like it didn't matter about like how much the budget was. It didn't matter how much like profit made. I think it was purely like a culture thing. Like Star Wars made like more money than Extraterrestrial, Jurassic Park, and Spider-Man on a very small budget in a really long time ago.
Yeah.
So I think it was interesting. It wasn't, I guess, very mathy, but I guess I used math to kind of figure out like it's about it being iconic. It's about it being a pop culture kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I found. So that's my thing.
Yeah. We noticed that most of these movies were all released in the new century, and so we figured there has to be a correlation between movies are making more money now than they have in the past. Like movies, it's like exponential growth, constantly making more money, whether that can be chopped up to like inflation of the dollar or what. But we wanted to see if we could find a correlation between older movies making less money than all these other newer movies. And also we figured that with the graph on, oh wait, I'm still sharing my screen.
Yes,
Okay.
you are. Just
The graph on the right, basically it shows that like all these movies that make the most money have a pre-existing fan base and are based off other things, whether it's a book, movie, a comic book, or whatever. And because people have like heard of these properties and these titles before, like they go and check out these movies. which I think is one of the biggest factors of why all these movies made so much more money than just an original screenplay that you've never heard of before.
Nice. On that graph, Brady, can you see at the bottom? I can't really tell. I see that they got theirs from Hollywood Films, it looks like at the top, but box office revenue. But where does it say it was printed at the bottom? Does it say source something? I don't know if you can read it. It might be kind of blurry because it was a picture.
Show box office, IMDb, I think, The Economist, sources, the numbers, Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
That's where all
Nice.
the sources are from.
I was just curious because it's fascinating to me that it's talking about sequels, superheroes, and depending what year is that from? Does it say?
It says on the top,
2015.
Yeah, 1996 to 2015. So it's not the movies on the graph, but it
Nice. No, I like that graph. That was a nice graph to find. And but
You found it.
it probably has more superheroes and stuff because what movies came out from like 2012 to 2015? What year did Avengers Endgame come out? And those we had a lot more superhero movies come out. I feel like they were on a roll for a while. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're rolling in the dough.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. And I love your idea, Matt, of doing the years and then how much money they made.
Yeah, I was really hoping I was going to find something like, oh, there's an exponential growth of money, but it's like Star Wars, millions of dollars. And then it's like Spider-Man.
Star Wars kind of ruined their theory. Thanks, Star Wars.
Yeah. All right. Good job.
Awesome.
Excellent. And Brady, you're a rock star learning how to share your screen already. Perfect. What'd you think of the Jamboard too?
Oh, I thought it was dope.
Nice.
Jamboards are cool.
Yeah, it's a very easy way to share. And what's cool is I can have all of you on Jamboards like as teams. And if you click at the very top, you can see all the pages. So I can see all of you working at once, which is really cool. Okay. How many more teams do we have? 2? Okay. Who's next? You pick or I will.
Me and Tashina will go.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so for ours, we did ours with animation versus action, and Tashina made this nice graph, and I'll show you guys a better look of it because we couldn't put it on there, right? But we think our biggest impact for the box office revenue is honestly genre, because with our graph we saw that action movies made a lot more than animation, and yes, some of the action movies will use some sort of animation for it, but all in all they just used more money to do it. Sorry. And here's a little bit better look at the graph, and we have like all of it, the information and everything. But
nice. And you're fine. Tashina might be losing reception, just so you know.
yeah, she said she's already losing.
Yeah.
That was it.
But nice. Those graphs were amazing.
Yeah, Tashina did a really good job on them. She used the spreadsheets. I forgot what's called. Oh, Excel spreadsheets.
Oh, she used Excel. Okay, excellent. Okay. So then you might be going, I need Tashina in my group sometime because she seems to be a little tech savvy. So think about that. Good. So you can create a whole complete group, right? You have your person who speaks really well, your person who makes the graphs really well, your person who knows how to share the screen, all of those pieces come together. Good job. Yeah, Tashina has no audio right now, but I was worried about that. I should have made you guys go first. Okay, last group. I'm ready.
Do you think one of you guys could share your screen? Because my internet keeps disconnecting.
I'll share it. Sorry.
Oops.
You're good. I can see it now.
All right, so for ours, we basically did the Stars Race in the top 32 movies, and it's like it seems like a lot more clear cut than like other the data like other people choose. Like almost every single movie on that top list is the star is white, and then only one of them was a person of color.
That is shocking information, but up till 2012, I think if we look from 2012 till now, I think that picture changed, probably not as dramatically as it needed to, but it's definitely changing. So I would love to see, maybe I can get that follow-up data and see if I can get 2012 to pandemic, I will say. So this group, are you saying that you feel like the Stars race affects the box office?
Well, before 2012, I feel like we were a little bit more closed-minded. Now, after 2012, we have a lot more diversity, even in Disney. There's Moana and Soul, and there's many, a lot more variety now. We had a lot of technical issues. We did our little chart in Google Docs, but now I feel like we should have done it in Jamboard because we could customize it and change up a lot more. So this assignment, we definitely just tried to get used to the technology. And then Danessa kept freezing, and she was the one that did the chart on that website. She's used it before, so we definitely didn't finish this assignment.
Nice, no worries. And I'm not trying to bring up a controversial topic, but I do think it's very timely that we talk about how things have changed. And if we don't start talking about things, things will never change, right? And Hollywood has been a huge bully in a lot of arenas, especially people of color, but definitely in underrepresentation across the board. What movies get produced? Right? What movies get marketed? What movies get all of these things? And I agree things are changing, but it's a great conversation to have. I would say 50 years ago, for sure, that there wouldn't have even been one person of color as a star, right? Because that whole time period, the culture was terrible, terrible, terrible. Not that it's dramatically improved, but it has. And if people look back on the 50s as some glorious time, you might not be looking at the history that I'm looking at, just so you know. So I know we have a couple history buffs in here, and you also have to be careful. That's why when I was looking at some of the graphs you guys found, looking at the source, because our history books can be very tainted as well, right? Because who wrote the history book? Who's publishing the history books, right? So our free press has enabled a lot more of information to get out there. Now, sometimes we have overload information that might be less than factual, right? But that's a whole nother interesting thing to look at. So I thank you guys for doing a great job with these presentations. You should all, did we do them all? I didn't miss it. So overall, when we looked at this data, I think most of thought that action adventure genre made a big difference in this. And I do love how you guys were talking about, wait a minute, some of those animated movies are actually action movies. And some of those dramas are really action movies as well, right? So, or the action movies are dramas, right? Avatar is very dramatic, in my opinion, right? And Titanic was pretty adventurous. I know you might have nodded off in some parts because it was not adventurous. Okay, but the idea here is statistics, which is the unit we're going to go into next week, is a really important thing to look at. If somebody could find the perfect formula to make the most amount of money at the box office, they would. but there's a lot of factors that go into it. And those factors might be ever changing with the culture, right? Who would have guessed pandemic? That definitely had an effect. And also animation in general. Here's one thing I was thinking about. Tell me if you think about this. Who goes more to animation films? Don't kids go to them more, like parents take their kids? And don't they pay less money for their movie ticket? Did you think of that? Yeah, I didn't think of it until you guys were all talking about it. And then I was like, ooh, maybe a better statistic would be number of tickets sold, right? Instead of dollars. I know we're all focused on dollars, but I'm just saying. I love that, Matt. Nice. Okay, so good job today. I know you might have felt like, did we even do math today? We did. We really did math today, believe it or not. And I'm going to share your exit ticket today. As soon as I figure out where it is, I'll put it in the chat too. Tomorrow, we're going to talk. Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm going to talk percents tomorrow. All right, there we go. I'm going to put my exit ticket in the chat. And it might be a silly long exit ticket if I'm not careful. The exit ticket takes a couple more minutes. That's why I'm giving you extra minutes on it, because it's really going to tell how to be an audience member, or not an audience member, a team member, what went well with your group, what would you do differently. But also, if you want to give feedback on like how your teammates work together, you can say, this only goes to me. I'm the only person who sees it. So if you're like, my person always pretends like they have tech issues, but I don't think they really do. Just kidding. I don't think anybody's doing that. Or if you're like, maybe some more clear-cut guidelines would help. So you can tell me that feedback as well. Okay. So, and then tomorrow we're going to start on percents. I'm going to post your homework assignment that's in more, that's not due till, I don't know, maybe Friday night. It's not very long, but I'll make sure I post it this afternoon. Any other questions for me? Okay, I'll hang out here if you have any questions. Otherwise, when you're finished with your exit ticket, you can go. Have a great day.
Jamais.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for everything. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good day.
See you later.
Miss Clausen, I have one question before I go. I know I could view the class on YouTube,